Hello guys, I'm Futureal. I stream 5 days a week over on twitch.tv/Futureal. And in this video, it's time for another update from the chili growing season 2022. We are a little bit late with this episode. We're supposed to do it about a month ago, but due to some real-life issues, I was away, and then my supplies didn't arrive when I wanted them to. I kind of had to pot these plants up as soon as possible, because it was well overdue. But in this video, we're going to take a look at the progress so far. We're going to look at some problem plants, and we're also going to look at what to do if you leave 2 plants to get root bound in the same pot. I kind of did that halfway accidentally and halfway on purpose, so we're going to see how to solve that. If you enjoyed the video, hit me up with a like and a subscribe, and don't forget to leave your comments down below for what you want to see in the next video. Until then, take care, and I will see you soon. Okay, here is the first plant, guys. You see the size and show you the pot. This is a 3.5 liter pot. This is a variety called Bird's Eye Baby. It's supposed to be a cross with a bird's eye chili, or the Thai chili, the red Thai chili. And these give very, very small. You can see them here. Let me see if I can show you. Here, you can see, if you see against my thumb, you can see that there is a pepper there. It's about the size of a pea when the pea peppers are the size that they are supposed to have. They will be almost completely circular. And yeah, this one is this one grows very, very wide. The reason it's this wide though is because I haven't trimmed it whatsoever. And I didn't want to trim it because I wanted to let you guys see what it becomes. It's almost like a freaking carpet, this thing. But very, very nice. I cannot wait to taste this pepper right here. But I do think that this probably could benefit from being trimmed around the edges to try and get it a little bit higher and a little bit thicker. But there's many, many peppers here. You see against my hand here. They're easier to see. They're sticking up. So this plant has probably about 10 peppers on it. And that was the Bird's Eye Baby. Let's take a look at the next one. Okay, plant number 2 is this madness right here. This is what, for me, kind of symbolizes the perfect size. Straight up, branches into a Y, and take a look at all those peppers. On this small plant, I think we have 12 peppers, and there are some really, really chunky peppers over here. A lot of these really big. You can actually see them. They appear quite black on screen right now. This is gonna be really, really nice. This is a variety called Biker Billy. I've never had this before. But as you can see, these are about to start ripening up soon. So they're not gonna be too long until we're actually gonna be tasting these on stream. So for you guys that have been following me for quite a while, you know that we always taste these peppers for the first time on stream. We'll make kind of an event around it, so that's going to be a lot of fun. So that's the Biker Billy. I think this is the one that I'm most happy with, the size and the shape of it. And it also has produced quite a bit of peppers. So for me, growing inside, this is just the perfect size. But let's take a look at the next one. Alright, so behind this forest madness that you see on your screen right now, this is a variety called Buena Mulata. Take a look at these gnarly peppers. Long, thin, purple-looking chilies. You can see there are some that are starting to turn red and orange here. These are actually ready to be tasted. This is going to be on stream a week and a half from now, next Friday. We're gonna eat this for the first time on stream. This is gonna be really, really sick. I never had these before. They look so fucking sick though. Like, take a look at this this huge purple pepper right here. It looks absolutely crazy. And this plant, it's actually producing more than it's almost able to bear. because the branches are all sogging because the fruits are so heavy. So I think this plant is going to be... I'm going to harvest all this, cut back the branches a little bit to make it a little thicker, and then on the second round of fruits, it's going to be looking absolutely amazing. So this is the Buena Mulata. Cannot wait to taste this. Week and a half from now, on Friday, guys, we are going to eat these live on Twitch. Let's check out the next. Okay, so here, guys, we have the big one for me this season. If you followed my my grow season last year, you know that I grew for the first time Khang Starr's Lemon Starburrst cross and tasted it live on stream. We also had actually Khang Starr find us on YouTube and leave a comment there, which was amazing, of course. So this is the next generation of Khang Starr's Lemon Starburst. I took seeds from the plant that I had last year. I discarded all my old seeds and went with a whole new generation, completely correct pheno. That means shape, size, and taste of those peppers. I have 2 of these plants because I needed to make sure that I had a great success with that. This is probably one of my favorite peppers that I tasted last year. And to show you guys just how gnarly this is a very, very spicy pepper, by the way. If you guys haven't seen me eat this pepper on stream, there is a video on my YouTube channel where I taste the Khang Starr's Lemon Starburst. So after this event, hop onto my YouTube and check that out. But take a look at this, guys. There it is. Take a look at the shape of this chili pepper right here. That nasty little... How do I illustrate? There we go. It's like it has a spike on it. Look at that. That is a cool looking pepper. That's the one that we have now only on these two plants. But these 2 plants are about to be potted up. You see they have smaller pots. This is just a 2-liter pot. So these are going to be potted up to larger pots. And these are very, very spicy. I would say that these are... it's a little hard to gauge because it's a cross, so it kind of varies a bit. But I would say, like, without over-exaggeration, I would say between 300,000 and 400,000 Scoville, if I remember correctly. Very, very spicy. But that... No, wait, there's one more. There is one more that I need to show you. But we can do that afterwards. Yeah, so let's take it from here. So these were 3 out of the 6 varieties in the Chili Chump seed kit. I'm having issues with some of the varieties, and this obviously the Khang Starr Starburst, Lemon Starburst, is one that I have cultivated myself. But we're going to take a look at some problem plants, and it's going to be kind of hard to follow for you guys if you haven't been dealing with plants before. But for those of you who's going to see the next update, I hope that you'll be able to think back to this one and see what we did, and maybe that's going to help you understand. Sometimes you got to do something that is quite drastical to the plant for the better of the plant. They do kind of behave weirdly sometimes. So bear with me for a minute. I have to go get the next couple of plants. They are not doing particularly well. So we're going to do some surgery when we get that far. Okay, guys. Here is one of the problem plants that I have. I'm going to show you the problem. Take a look at this. So this is a variety called the Bishop's Crown. I have no idea what happened to this plant. It just wouldn't stop growing. They had exactly the same amount of light as the plant you can see behind me. This just grew and grew and grew and grew to a point where it just fell over. And it's very, very strange. And for that, we're actually going to do something that I normally don't do, which is topping. Topping is where you cut off the top of the plant to force the plant to grow sideways, basically, to grow extra branches. So that's what we're going to do here. And it's going to look very dramatic because that's going to go just like this. you just take a clean cut, cut it sideways on an angle like this, and it's gone. So this is basically what you're left with. Take a look at that. So what happens now, I don't know if you can see it, but in every place that there is a leaf, there is something we call a node. They show up as, you can see them like brown or brighter-ish spots on the stem, yeah? You can see it. And in those nodes, there are growth hormones that will start growing, it will start growing new branches. So Bishop's Crown is the name of this. And I'm going to show you how this looks at the next update. And I'm hoping to be able to show you guys a good result, because I don't really know what I could have done differently with this plant at that point. So what you also want to do, let me put this branch that I cut off on the floor here. You also want to make sure that you cut off all the leaves on the top nodes, like that. So what's going to happen now is, let me try to explain to you, you guys that are not pepperheads. So here you see, let me put it against the brown cupboard there so it's easier to see. Every place a leaf is attached, it's not going to continue to grow. It's going to start shooting out new buds or new sprouts in the corners you see here. It's a bit hard to see because, let me try to put it closer to the camera. Yeah, in these little corners, new sprouts are going to start coming out. So hopefully, what's going to happen here is that it's going to start producing more branches. Well, I mean, I have both Epsom salt and magnesium in my feed, so that shouldn't be it. Not to mention, this plant has been treated the same way as all the plants that I have just shown behind me. So I'm not really sure if that's the case. I could try to be adding a little bit more to this plant, but it's kind of... It just stumps me. It just stumps me that this one plant has behaved so differently than everything else, with the same amount of feed, with the same amount of light, everything, same temperature. They're in the same place. And just this one just went madness. No, absolutely not overwatering at all. I am very, very conservative with my watering on purpose. So yeah, it is kind of weird. But the soil is very, very dry. I always water them from the bottom, so there's a little bit of water at the bottom here. If I had equipment, Nintendo Ho, I could potentially propagate the top part, but in an apartment I have a limited amount of space. I think that would just be discarded. If I'm going to be honest with you, I don't really have any ways of trying to take care of that. But that was this one. All the other plants are doing quite well. There's one more variety that we are going to take a look at, and let me just get that one ready. And that's the one we are going to pot up. As you guys can watch, we are going to have a little bit of another problem plant. This is a self-made problem, but I want to show you guys how to deal with it. So we're going to take a look at this little problem plant that we had. That I talked about a few minutes ago, and you're gonna see it here. So basically, what's happened here is I use these small half-a-liter pots to germinate seedlings, and while I was on vacation, the equipment that I was gonna use to pot these up didn't arrive. So these became severely root-bound, and basically now you have two plants that more or less have one root system. And we're going to take a look at this. We're going to separate these into two plants, and we're going to pot them up to a larger size. And then we're going to take a look at how they are doing in the next updates to come. So okay, so I used this measuring cup. It's just a standard measuring cup, and these are 2 liters. So we're gonna make 4 liters of soil, and we have some regular compost right here. There's nothing particularly special about this. This is just a peat-based compost. It's kind of hard to show you guys, but there's not a clear label on this. But let me show you in this little mixing tray that we have. So let me take 4 liters in these. I'll try to measure that out fairly accurately so we don't have a lot of spill. You can see there's a little bit of perlite on top there, because the last time I did this, I had a little bit spare, so I just threw it back in the soil there. This one does not particularly smell. There's a little bit of a whiff, but it definitely doesn't smell bad at all. Okay, so we're coming up on 4 liters pretty quickly here. Yep, there we have it. 4 liters of compost potting soil right here. Let me remove this this bag. And then I like to use perlite. Perlite is for making sure that the soil is aerated, that it can breathe. And I'm using 5%. I use 5% in the mix. So on 4 liters, that means 2 deciliters. A little bit more than that. It's not stupidly accurate, but that is 2 deciliters right there. You can see it. It's peat-based compost I'm using, Sloth. Then we're also going to add 2.5% of vermiculite. So that would be 1 deciliter on this. And there we have it. That is 1 deciliter right there. Put that on the side so you guys can see what we put in. Okay, and here we have something that I also like to add to the potting soil. This was mentioned before. Epsom salt. Very, very nice. You don't need a lot. The equivalent of maybe 1 teaspoon. So just do a little bit of a drizzle. Also, like the accuracy of this is not immense. A little bit of that. And then the last thing we need is water and a little bit of organic fertilizer, blood meal, as you can see over here. And we do the same thing. Just sprinkle a little bit over. You don't need a lot. Equivalent to a couple of tablespoons, and you are fine. It's important to not overdo it, and rather supply with fertilizer later on, so that you don't burn the plants. The Epsom salt is going to help. The plants, and when you dilute this with water, it's going to be so diluted that it's just a tiny bit. It's not salt. It's called Epsom salt. It's kind of a nickname. Let me read you the name of the actual chemical. It's called magnesium sulfate heptahydrate. That's the actual definition of it right here. You can see the name. So yeah, that's what I have had good success with before. So now this is just a mix. Just mix this up. This is super dry right now. So I like to put in a bit of water. There we go. Yeah, it's minerals, Jim Dog. It is. It helps the plant with the stuff like photosynthesis, and it makes the leaves like really dark green and lush. It's really nice. Even throughout the season, mixing a little bit of Epsom salt in like a squirty bottle, like spray bottle, and just spraying it on the leaves from time to time, it really, really helps the plants. So this is still a pretty dry mix. I like putting in a little bit more water than this. It's gonna use about 1.5 liters on 4 liters of mix, because you do want the mix to be quite wet when you are potting up, so that the damaged roots, because there will be damaged roots, particularly when we have a setup like this, where we have 2 plants that are root bound together. And when you have an extra wet soil, it will help the roots finally settle in and start growing again, because that's basically what you need to do. You need to like kickstart the plants to grow their roots again. Okay, so I think that's going to be it for the soil here. It is mixed pretty well. It's actually, this actually works a little bit better than the angle that we had the last time. You remember, guys? The camera was facing even more down, so it was only the table. This creates a little bit more perspective to the target. So that's pretty good. I'm happy with that. But okay. Now this is going to probably be a little bit messy, but we're going to have to deal with that afterwards anyway. So we fill this up loosely. You are not supposed to stuff the pots at all. So I filled this about half full. Put it on the side. Let's do the same with the other one. This is to prepare for the plants that we are going to pot up here. About half full. All right, and now let's take the plants. So this variety has a quite a interesting name. But if you were to look at this pepper and Google it, this is a really, really nasty pepper. So here we go. We have taken it out from the pot. We have removed it. Let me take that away so I don't make a mess. Okay, and here you see it. 2 plants, pretty much 1 root system, and this is gonna seem brutal. I concede that, but this is the only way to do this unless you have a high-powered water jet or something. This pepper is called Big Black Mama, and there is a very significant reason for that. This pepper is a cross, and it's the hottest pepper in the Chili Chump seed kit this year. And this baby right here, no cap, is over 1 million Scoville. This is the hottest pepper to date from the Chili Chump seed kit. So this is the first time I'm growing Chili Chump seed kit. But 1 million Scoville, guys. That is what this baby is packing. So let's. What we're gonna do here is, you see the. Let me show you the shape here. You see that it's quite bent. So we're gonna push this on the side of the pot, so that the new top will be fairly centered. Let's put all those roots in here. I am aware I'm making a little bit of a mess. That is okay. And it's important that you don't push the soil too packed. It's not supposed to be packed in at all. It's supposed to be just like slightly pushed into space or into place. It's a little bit on the back here that we haven't taken. And there we have it, guys. That is the first one. So you see here, we weren't able to put it fully in the middle, but we were able to do it a lot better than it was. So that's the first one. And let me just place that one over here. And then we will do the last one. Habaneros taste like trash? Really? Habaneros is one of my favorites. I love the flavor of habanero. I absolutely adore the flavor of habanero, honestly. Hey Tompa, what up? We are repotting or potting up pepper plants that we have both accidentally and purposefully ignored for the sake of showing you guys how to save these plants. You can't taste habaneros. You guys want to see me eat a habanero right now? I have habaneros right here. I can eat the habanero. Yeah, we can do that at the end of the video, guys. No problem. We have it right here. Okay, so we did have a look, very close to be able to use all the soil for this. I'm very happy with that. The plants are usually, I mean, they are of course a little bit crooked. I'm not gonna lie. That's what happens. So that was the second one. There it is. A little bit crooked, as you can see, but it is what it is. We're gonna have to make the best of it. So on the next update, let me put this tray away here, and let's go here. All right, that was the plants potted up. You can see here it's not particularly straight. Obviously, this is a problem because the plants were left for so long they got kind of bent in its shape. But this is a way you can deal with it if you have plants that have accidentally been left too long in a pot, or if you simply forget, or you have a friend or someone who tells you, "Oh, this happened in my garden," whatever. You know how to deal with it. And okay, those were the plants for this episode. The guys in the chat here, let me show you the guys in the chat. They are visible for you guys. There they are. Say hi, guys. You are in the video now. They should show up in the bottom corner at any minute. There we go. There they are. They wanted to see me eat a habanero because I'm not gonna lie. For a lot of people, habanero is pretty much the upper limit of what they can take. But I try to persuade them into believing that the habanero isn't all that bad. So give me 2 seconds, guys. I'm gonna move some stuff out of the way, gonna wipe off the table, and then we're gonna have a orange habanero on stream in just a couple of seconds. But okay, guys, it's gonna be the end of the guide right here, again of the update. Not so much a guide. Well, I showed you a little bit of stuff, how I deal with it. But the guys on Twitch, they want to see me enjoy one of these. Orange habanero. Here we go. Apparently they're too spicy. Here we have them, guys. And thanks to Sergeant Silver for supplying us with these. Bottoms up, guys. Until the next episode, take care of yourselves. Don't forget to write underneath how your growing season is going, and I'll see you guys soon. Ooh, definitely does have a kick. Definitely has a kick, but it's very, very different from from this bad boy over here. Hellfire Peanuts with Carolina Reaper seasoning. The habanero is, and I think this is also why a lot of people have a bad reputation, or have a bad experience with the habanero, because it hits really, really hard. As soon as you taste it, it's like someone clocked you in the face. But it dissipates really quickly. So if you use these habaneros, either orange or red, they're really, really nice in food. But of course, it does burn when you have them raw. I'm not gonna lie. But there's a big step up to the big brothers, the Scotch Bonnet, the Khang Starr's Lemon Starburst, the Nagas, the Ghost Peppers. It's a different league. But you feel them. You definitely feel them. But thank you so much for watching the video, guys. Until the next episode, as I said before I had this monstrosity of a habanero, take care of yourselves. Don't forget to write underneath how it's going for you, and I will see you in the next update video.